ServSafe's cost of foodborne illness to a establishment. So the number one cost is going to be the cost of the loss of sales. So once somebody finds out that people got sick in your establishment, your sales will definitely drop because the word's going to be out. Bad news travels fast, and they're not going to want to come to your restaurant. Second thing is loss of prestige. If it's a really upscale, nice restaurant and has a great reputation, once somebody gets sick, that reputation is going to take a beating. And like I said, bad news travels fast, so folks are going to want to spread that word, and your prestige will go down. Lawsuits. You make somebody sick, it's a very litigious world. They're going to call a lawyer, and you're going to have to fight that out in court. Increased insurance premiums. You make somebody sick, your insurance company will come to your defense, but you're going to have to pay higher insurance premiums. Lower employee morale. Doesn't stand to reason that if you're working at a place and it's got a great reputation and everybody thinks it's fabulous, and then someone gets sick, your morale is going to go down. You're not going to want to work there as much, and you're going to be embarrassed to tell people that you work there because somebody got sick at your establishment. Absenteeism. Again, same thing. Your motivation to go to that place and work is not going to be as high because people are going to be wondering what exactly is going on. And you're probably going to be looking for a different job because you don't want to say you're working there. And then next one is the need to retrain employees. So if you have somebody who's handled things inappropriately and made somebody sick, it's in your best interest to retrain them so they do not make that happen again. And then embarrassment. Bottom line is, like I just said before, people like dirty laundry. Good news, if 10 people come into your restaurant and they think it's fabulous, they'll tell 10 other people. If the same 10 people come into your restaurant and it's awful, they're going to tell 110 people. It's just that simple. All right. Foodborne illness is caused by eating contaminated foods or beverages. An occurrence is two or more cases from similar illness resulting from eating a common food. So if somebody comes into your restaurant and they get sick because they ate the chicken salad, and then somebody else comes in and they got sick because they ate something totally different, that's not a foodborne outbreak. But if you have more than two people that got sick from the same item, the meatloaf, chicken salad, whatever it might be, now you have a foodborne outbreak. There are 76 million cases of foodborne illness a year, 323,914 hospitalizations, and over 5,000 deaths a year because somebody didn't handle food properly. Populations that are high at risks. Infants, preschool age children, the very young haven't built up an immune system yet. That's why kids get sick all the time because their body has got to build up antibodies to the illnesses that are out there. Pregnant women, their immune system is compromised because their body is concentrating on creating a new human. So it doesn't really concentrate on fighting off bugs as much as possible. Elderly folks, same thing. Their immune system is weakened because it's weakened because of their age. And other populations that make people that are higher at risk are people who had just had cancer, chemotherapy, or HIV, AIDS, transplant recipients. I worked at a healthcare facility where we had a customer come in, or a patient come in who had just had open heart surgery, and he was at our facility just simply to rehab. He ended up getting sent to the hospital with a foodborne illness, and of course, I freaked out. I looked at his menu. We kept copious records. We had cooked to temperature, held that temperature, served that temperature for everything he had eaten the last 2 days. I pulled his menus. The only thing that was at question was possibly buffalo mozzarella, so I contacted that company, got their HACCP plan, made sure that everything was handled the right way, made sure that when the stuff came in, it was all up to date. And it turns out that his wife had made him sausage and peppers at home. She made it, let it sit on the counter, took a shower. After she took a shower, then she drove the 35 minutes to the facility. Then it sat in his room while they visited, all at room temperature the whole time. And then normally this 50-plus-year-old man would have eaten that and would have been fine. But because he had just had surgery, his body wasn't able to fight off the microorganisms that are in there, and he got sick. Luckily, I didn't have to go through all of the problems that they had with, I just talked about with the influence it's going to have on your facility because it had nothing to do with me.